Hello, my good children. Welcome back to our online lessons. My name is Monda Hamid. I'm going to take you through a science lesson. So I hope you are doing well at home there. Keep home. Don't move in crowded places. Stay safe. We still love you and want you to come back when you are safe and sounding. So my good children, we are just going to begin from where we stopped in our previous lesson. We looked at properties of air, and in these properties, we carried out some experiment. Then I left you with some work. So what we are going to do is, let us take a look of this work, then we go to our lesson for today. So this was our activity for last time. Number one was list down the properties of air. So the properties of air that we had that time, now you pay attention and listen to them. I've not written them here because I want you to pay attention and listen to them. Then you check, as you check with yours there, that you wrote that time. So one, air has weight. Air has weight. Then two, air exerts pressure. Air exerts pressure. 3, air occupies space. Air occupies space. And 4, air can be compressed. Air can be compressed. So those are the 4 properties that we discussed last time. And I hope those are the very ones that you wrote. Then after that, our number 2 was to carry out that experiment that we did. So we carried out 2 experiments in that lesson. Air has weight. Remember, we had the balloons and the stand. So I hope you did it and you enjoyed. Then we also carried out for air occupies space. I hope you did it also and you enjoyed it at home because I gave you all the requirements and we did it here. So I expected you to do it also. How was it? I think it was very nice. Now, where do we apply air occupies space? We apply this property in many things. When we are inflating balloons to make our balls to play, this is the property we apply. Air occupies space. When we are inflating cars, the cars you use, when you get a flat tire, so to inflate there, to put their pressure, they use this property of air occupies space. So when I mention it somewhere else, we can apply these properties. Maybe we can apply many in one thing or in one area. So that was our activity, and I hope you enjoyed and you did it well. If you have all the 3 answers, this one, number 1 needed answers, and number 3, this one was practical to do it at home. So if you have the 4 answers correct, 5 answers correct, that is very good. Now, my good children, today we are yet going to do another experiment, other 2 experiments, and still they are about air, proving still the properties of air. So what do we require in this lesson? What do I expect at the end of this lesson? I expect each of you again to list all the 4 elements, or properties of air. Then after that, we are going to carry out 2 experiments. 1, air exerts pressure, and 2, air can be compressed. Now, what do we require here? Session 1. In our first session, we are going to look at an experiment that shows that air exerts pressure. Now, what is your activity for now? Try to think of the requirements. What do we need here? What do you think we need here? 1 minute to think about those requirements. Okay, we can move. Now let us check on the requirements. What shall we need? We need a glass. I have it here. I think you can see it. That is the first requirement. Then we need water. I have water here in my bucket. This is full of water and you are going to see it. I have water here in the bucket. It is water, so you are going to see it. Then we also need cardboard. And this is my cardboard. So we are going to use this as a cardboard. we have a glass and I have water. So my good children, I want you to come close and look, observe. Whenever we are doing an experiment, you must observe such that you don't miss, because anything that happens in an experiment may be asked somewhere, may be an answer for a certain question. So you must come close and observe this experiment. And what is it about? Air exerts pressure. So we can take a close look here. So my good children, I want you to take a very, very close look. We said we need a glass. It is here. So we need water. I have water here. I think you can see this is water. Can touch. Then we are going to use this as our cardboard. And I want you, my good children, take a very close look and see what happens in this experiment. So we are going to put water in a glass. I'm going to get some water in a glass here. I think you can see. This is water. Now what happens when I put this? Now I need you to take a very close look. When I have this water in a glass, you can see it, and I'm going to put it, then I turn it upside down and I remove my hand. I just hold the glass. So what will happen? This is air, and this property helps the air will be exerted on the cardboard, and you will see that water is not pouring, and yet this is just a cardboard. It is not like a cover I have put it there. But I'll just put here, then I turn. Now, my good children, I want you to observe closely and see what happens, because you are also going to do it. So this is water in a glass, and this is my cardboard. So when I turn and then remove my arm, so you will see that the cardboard is still on the glass, and yet there is water. So what helps it? There is a force, the pressure that is exerted by air on the cardboard. And it is that pressure that is making it not fall off. Because the pressure exerted by water inside the glass is balancing with the pressure that is exerted on the cardboard. So that is the property. That is what proves that air exerts pressure. So when you look at it, when you do it at home, you'll also try it there. You will find that paper or cardboard that you have used, this one I cut a box. So when I put it, it will not go off, and yet there is water in the glass. So don't think it is magic. That is a property of air called air exerts pressure. So my good children, I hope you have observed what happened in the experiment. Now we can illustrate, we can do some illustration about that very experiment. So look at this. This is what we have just done in our experiment. This is a glass with water and then the cardboard. So the glass is turned upside down and you hold on top. So you will find that these arrows here are representing the air pressure. The pressure that is exerted on the cardboard, not to fall down. Then there is water inside, but you will find that water will not pour. And which property is that? Air exerts pressure. Now, if I leave this property here, where do we apply this in real life? Exerts pressure, we also apply it in when someone is taking a soda using a straw. If that bottle if you don't open and maybe you squeeze there, that straw without space that will allow air in, even if you have energy and pull, soda will not come out. So what happens when we open and you pull? Air will exert pressure on the soda, then it will come through the straw. So we apply this when taking soda. That is where this property is applied in real life and some other areas. So my good children, we are going to, in our session 2, we are briefly going to look at another experiment, and that is for air can be compressed. And that is our last property about air. So I'm going again to encourage you take a close look because we are going to carry out another experiment. So my good children, in this experiment, what do we need? A balloon, and this must be an inflated balloon. So on top of that, we shall need a brick, a small one. Make sure you don't get a very big one that will burst the balloon. Just a small brick. And what happens in air can be compressed. When we put here, because of the weight of the stone, you will see the balloon expanding. So the air that is in the balloon is the one that is compressing now. You see the balloon changing. It was like this, and now when I put, it expands. So that is what shows that air can be compressed. It changes the shape and expands. So I'm compressing air. So this is an experiment to show that air can be compressed. And now, my good children, lastly, where can we apply this property? So where do we apply this? Air can be compressed. It is applied in inflating car tires, bicycle tires, because whenever it is moving and you sit, you'll see air being compressed. So my good children, our activity for today is get the requirements. These ones that we have used here, I know you can access them. That's why I tried to get things that we can access. A glass, water, then cardboard you cut from a box, but it must be flat when it doesn't have anything. Then get them and carry out air exerts pressure. Then you also carry out air can be compressed. What have we used? An inflated balloon and a small brick just to compress it. Thank you so much for watching. I want you to be good children, behave well, do some home chores, learn and write our work very well. Stay home, stay safe.